Coming up on First at 4, there is disagreement about what should be in the next coronavirus relief bill. We'll talk to Senator Mitch McConnell. And we'll tell you about one group in Pike County making free masks.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms continue this evening and even into your Thursday. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. If you want to see Governor Beshear's COVID-19 briefing today, you can go to our second channel, HNI, or the WYMT Facebook page. We will be monitoring for any major developments. Meanwhile, first at 4, a new federal relief package is being discussed on Capitol Hill. We talked to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell today, who says their bill is focusing on 3 topics: kids, jobs, and health care. McConnell also says liability protection is imperative for the bill that he hopes the Senate can agree upon before the first week or so of August.
If we're able to come together and pass one, it will feature liability protection for doctors, hospitals, nurses, businesses, colleges, universities, K through 12, so they don't get sued if they were making their best efforts to deal with this unknown disease.
We'll have more from Senator McConnell and what he says the bill might look like coming up at 6. Well, not everyone agrees on a new relief package, including another Kentucky senator. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump held his first coronavirus briefing in nearly 2 months yesterday, where he delivered a very different message. CBS's Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
President Trump returned to the podium with a different tone Tuesday and acknowledged the resurgence of the coronavirus pandemic.
It will probably, unfortunately, get worse before it gets better.
Sources tell CBS News the president is listening to his new campaign manager's warning about slumping poll numbers, especially in battleground states where some swing voters say the president is mishandling the coronavirus response.
His own staff admits that Donald Trump fails the most important test of being an American president, the duty to care for you.
Democratic rival Joe Biden's attacks accusing the president of not having a plan to address the crisis has President Trump on the defensive.
We are in the process of developing a strategy that's going to be very, very powerful. We've developed them as we go along.
White House negotiators say they want Congress to pass another coronavirus relief bill by the end of next week, but Republicans don't yet agree on what should be in the bill.
We do envision direct checks again that enjoys fairly significant support among Republican senators, probably not everyone.
We sent out $1,200 checks to people who didn't lose their job. This is insane. It's got to stop. We're ruining the country.
Democratic leaders say they're still waiting to see the GOP proposal.
They're all in disarray. You hear different Republicans say different things. And we can't negotiate on a vague concept. That's not how it's going to work.
The pressure is on lawmakers to reach an agreement before the end of the month when extended unemployment benefits are set to expire. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Both sides say they want to keep the extra unemployment benefits flowing, but it will likely be less than the current $600 per week level. The U.S. reported more than 1,000 deaths yesterday for the first time in 2 weeks. California topped 409,000 cases of the coronavirus. This overtakes New York now as the state with the most infections. In Florida, the state is averaging more COVID-19 related deaths than any other state, 115 a day this past week. And in Ohio and Indiana, the governors there joined Governor Andy Beshear in Kentucky in ordering a mask mandate for anyone out in public. The U.S. is approaching nearly 4 million cases of the virus, and the death toll is now above 142,000 Americans. There is no sports at the local level right now, but for the University of the Cumberlands, it gives them time to work on renovations on athletic facilities and around the campus. The women's basketball team is one of those teams. The Patriots are getting a new locker room after a renovation to the court last season. Head coach Rick Reeves says he's excited for what's to come for his program.
We'll have just some of the best technology in it that is right now on the market. We'll have an academic enhancement center that I'm real excited about, a new locker room, rehab area. I'm really looking forward to that being done. It's going to be a showplace.
The tennis, baseball, and soccer teams are also getting upgrades as well. COVID-19 is forcing schools to make tough decisions in how to continue kids' education. While the debate between in-person and online learning continues, some outside education classes are getting creative. WYMT's Will Puckett has more.
Here in Letcher County is the Raptor Rehabilitation and Education Center. Mitch Whitaker is the master falconer who runs the program. Through the summer and school year, he often packs up his birds and goes as far as Lexington to teach kids about his animals. But about February, that all stopped because of COVID-19. Now he has started what he is calling Zoo Zooms, continuing the mission that this complex set out to accomplish.
These birds, I don't know, they're wild animals. They're not really missing that interaction, I guess, as much as I am. But the educational end of our program is the most important, I think.
Whitaker doesn't know when those in-person classes will begin again. He says anyone interested in participating in a Zoo Zoom, all he needs is a date and time and an email address to send the link to. In Letcher County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
If you want to set up a Zoom, just contact the Letcher County Extension Office at 606-633-2362.
Well, it's been another hot and humid afternoon here in the mountains, and we're still keeping an eye on the possibility for a few strong to severe storms to move through a little bit later this evening. But first, really those temperatures out there still on the warm side. Now, if you look at the temperatures, they don't look that bad. Upper 80s, some spots hitting those lower 90s over into Irvin, down into Bell County, over to Jonesville and Jacksboro. But it's, of course, the feels like temperature, making it feel like the low to possibly close to the mid 90s for a lot of us out there, as that humidity's on the higher side once again. Right now, though, most of us remaining on that dry side, starting to see some heavier showers move into parts of Rowan County, areas along I-64, but they're just really heavy showers and frequent lightning, nothing severe right now. And the severe threat has diminished really throughout the day today. Of course, though, we're going to keep an eye. Could still see a few strong to severe storms a little bit later this evening and as we head into tomorrow as well. And it's all because a cold front is continuing to move into the mountains. But like I said, that severe weather threat has diminished. We were in that slight risk really all day yesterday and most of today, but then they pulled that back, and so we're just in that marginal risk now, which is a 1 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. That's what we've been over the past couple of days, where we've seen a few stronger storms here and there, but overall we've just seen kind of that heavy rain and definitely lots of lightning, especially as the sun has been setting here the past couple of evenings. Now we'll see more rain heading into your Thursday. Hot temperatures really return once again heading into the weekend, and of course we'll see more scattered showers and thunderstorms for that new work week. I'll have a look at that full 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit.
Thank you, Paige. If the coronavirus spikes in the fall, labs in the U.S. will not be able to keep up with demand. That is what a Quest Diagnostics executive warns. The reason? It's the same time as the flu season. The executive warns testing may have to be rationed, with priority given to people with symptoms so they can get their results faster. Teachers in Tennessee rallied behind a superintendent who decided to delay the start of the school year due to the coronavirus. Teachers fanned out across the Shelby County School District parking lot yesterday afternoon. They are showing their support for Superintendent Joris Ray's decision to push back the start of school. Classes were originally supposed to resume August 10th. Students will now go back August 31st, but only if there is no sharp increase in COVID-19 cases.
We're going to follow science, and we're going to do what's best for our students. No one is going to force me to open schools if they're unsafe.
At least 77% of parents in the district opted to let their children take online classes this upcoming fall semester. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Wednesday afternoon. The Dow closes up today more than 165 points. With masks becoming somewhat of a necessity for everyday life, many people are lending a hand to create homemade versions of the PPE. In Pike County, WYMT's Buddy Forbes shows us how a group that's been creating for more than 18 years is now adding those masks to its list of projects.
Libraries in Pike County may be closed to the public, but their outreach still continues. The Pike County Libraries Quilters Group is sewing up some protection during the pandemic.
She's been here a while.
The Pike County Library Quilters Club is all about giving back. And though they usually gift their projects around the holidays, they are using the pandemic as a chance to get involved now. So the club is working to make masks as a way to help spread positivity in a time of need.
And these are free masks that are given out to library patrons and businesses that have people who are out in the community all the time.
Group members say it is only because of the donations and community support that they are able to continue this service. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
While some of the masks are being made in the Lee Avenue Library, more than a dozen people are working from home to lend a hand in those efforts. We'll have more on that coming up later tonight. But straight ahead here on First at 4, while the school year may look different this year due to COVID-19, organizations are helping students with back-to-school giveaways.
And a cold front will continue to provide us some storms for tomorrow, but when will that sunshine and hot temperatures return? I'll have that answer coming up.